All right, so we've got two quick tasks. First, this trailer floor is just not heavy enough for what I'm doing with it. I'm gonna end up tearing it up, including the doorway seams, trying to pull all this stuff in and out. So we're about to lay down a fresh floor. And then the other side of it is the compressors are not attached currently to the actual pallets, which is not really safe for loading and unloading, shipping, and all the stuff. So I've got some lag bolts, and we're going to end up tying those compressors down, get it all done. You'll see it as we go. Alright, what a crazy first day. It was absolutely awesome. We've got a wonderful group of guys in here. It's in the evening. I am absolutely exhausted. I had a horrible night's sleep, which are always, like, every time I make these trips to Houston, like, the first night's sleep is just, it's bad. It's rough. And so, either way, get to the shop around 6 a.m., get everything in, get it all set up and staged, just get all the stuff handled, and get ready for the guys to show up. I usually have coffee delivered. Sometimes I'll bring coffee, but I had it delivered today. And we had a great time in class. We really made some solid progress. We got so tied up into stuff, I got very limited examples and just footage to kind of show you, but I took what I could. I'm hoping to get to more tomorrow, but we had a great time. So we went over the EXVs, we did a bunch of oil stuff, we got through a lot of drive testing, SCRs, IGBTs, capacitors, resistors, a lot of different components, and then we even got to dive into megoming. And so tomorrow morning, that's where we're going to start off. We're going to start off doing a megome out in the warehouse where they've got all the compressors that have come in that have failed, that are in staging basically. So I'm hoping to get some good clips of that and show you. Once everything is set up and kind of rolling, it goes pretty good from there. It comes back to just everybody in the class, how well they're really wanting to engage and respond, which is, it's gone great. This is class number 3 of this process, and everybody's been absolutely phenomenal. Being able to roll the turbo cores in on a pallet has been outstanding and a huge plus. But got a call with the family for the evening. I will see y'all tomorrow. So with this setup, makes it great because we've got this whole table. I can line everything out. We've kind of got a little bit of sections, right? So we have an impeller, we have some mechanical internals of compressors, specifically the centrifugals. So at some point we'll end up covering touchdown bearings and getting into mag bearings, axial coil. We're going to get into the vanes and diffusers. So this is the inlet vanes for the second stage on a turbo core impeller. EXVs, we have all of our meters lined out and all the various tools. Got to rip the SAMI. And then have our IGBTs and different control modules. From there, we spent a ton of time with these compressors. So day 1, which was yesterday, we went through quite a lot of this actually. We made some really good progress. Guys are very locked in. And I do have to make sure I give the shout out to Navic for sponsoring the pumps and equipment here. We've also got A-Gas. I've got one of the tanks as my podium, but A-Gas is been a great partner for the refrigerant, getting the tanks from them, and then CSG for letting us host this at the facility and just being so welcoming. These guys are so awesome. I come in, I expect to need to haul trash and clean stuff up, and I walk in the door and they've already got everything handled for me. It's just, what better friends can you ask for, really? These guys are absolutely awesome. Anyway, so today we're going to take some meggers. We're going to go out to the shop. We're going to see that here in a few minutes, and we're going to spend some time on some old compressors, just going through them, megging them, just seeing what different conditions they look like. These are all failed compressors, right? Now, are they mechanically failed? Are they electrically failed? We're going to find out. We're going to go through just a whole bunch of them out there. Then when we come back in, we've got a bunch of electrical troubleshooting we're going to go over. And I got to look at my list again. but I want to really cover acidic cleanups, and then we're gonna get deep into transfer practices by the end of today. So that's going over push-pull, pull-pull, oil separation, moisture cleanup, and all that's leading up to tomorrow, which is gonna be fun. Anyway, let's go.
That was at 4,000. That's going down.
Right, so right now you're testing at 125. What's our motor voltage? What's our rated on there?
2.8, 230.
Okay.
I was gonna go lower than work it up.
Right, that's fine. So what's our max here?
You shouldn't go over.
So we got 208.
So 500.
Don't want to go over 5. Okay.
Right.
We're starting at 125. What's your voltage output?
134.
Okay. What are we doing on the ohms?
1900. Slowly dropping.
Dropping or increasing? Where did we start?
It was at 4,000 and went down. Now we're slowly increasing up. That's why.
Okay. So the initial up high and came down was probably just getting the reading.
Okay.
And ever since then, we've been slowly rising, and our voltage is staying up.
Okay.
All right. So what's our actual reading right now?
1960 ohms.
So how do you say that? So there's two ways to say it.
Okay.
1900 mega ohms or
Oh, okay. 1.9.
1.9 gigaohms.
Gigaohms. Okay. Okay. I would say that winding's probably good.
Yeah, this one would be fine.
Yeah, that one's probably good.
Yeah, this is perfectly fine so far.
I can leave this on, flip it on there.
That's it. Oh,
Test
okay.
it. See how it's open?
Yeah.
But you see when we ohm it, it says OL. Discharge.
Like yeah, I got the 1503, but he can actually sit there.
All right, let's step back over here, get further away. I'll look at the other thing. That's your choice. It's already mostly moved it.
What do you mean water vapor? What do you mean water vapor?
No, he said do we not want
You do. So you saw how your sight glass cleared, right? So no more liquid.
And we were
Ready?
What do you think? Straightforward or?
I've pulled them in before. We can try it this way, see how it goes. Yeah, just set it right up here. Beautiful. Other two. Okay, I think we got everything. Let's go do another walkthrough just to make sure. All right, it's loaded. It's time to go home. Day 4. Let me touch on that real quick. So day 4 is sit down. I've got some access to remote machines. We're not doing anything to control or change them. What we are going to do is we're going to simulate, hey, we're going to walk in, we got service call, we're going to data log, look at a wide range of different machines, talk through the readings we do. And this is great because there's just so many conversations or questions that come up when you're actually in front of a machine that you're trying to understand what it is you're seeing. But you typically in that environment don't have access to somebody right there that can actually talk through and explain and take time and show you diagrams and like actually break it down in front of you as to what the data is and why it's reading the way it is and how it's reacting. Like actually take real data on a live machine and explain why we're seeing the data or the info, the readings, the information from the sensors, like why is it responding the way that it is given the conditions, you know, at the time, and how do you work through that? It's just not something you can do in the field, and that's what I love about day 4, because day 3, you know, that's all transfer, 100% transfer. We're moving refrigerant, we're talking about it, we're practicing, everybody's rotating around, getting turns, we're doing different simulations. Like you should leave day 3 with a really solid understanding of how to do things like push pull, pull pull, like really solid practices, and not just once or twice. Like these guys go through this, you know, half a dozen times throughout the day, each particular practice, and moisture clean anyway. So then bringing all that into like everything bundled up into day 4, where we just sit down, we talk through what we need to so that everybody leaves having a genuine understanding of how to analyze one of these machines, what it is they're looking at. You know, it's one of the big pieces of feedback that one of the techs had is he's working with a team where he's started to see some chiller stuff, but he's not really had an opportunity to have it fully explained to him or anything. He hadn't been through my online course, and like up to that point, like when he walks up to a machine, it's very intimidating and it's kind of scary, and just understanding what it is he's even looking at in the first place. And before he left yesterday, his feedback was like his big takeaway was just realizing that these are just a piece of refrigeration equipment. We've got the same basic cycles and symptoms and functions, and just all the mystery that makes it intimidating and scary to look at, and just it took it away, right? And that's a huge part of what I want to accomplish for guys coming into this, is just take that scariness out of it so that you realize this is just another machine. Are there consequences? Is it advanced? Is it just a whole nother level of operating? Absolutely, but it's just another machine. So once we just come to terms with that, now we can start talking through why the machine works the way it does and how all the different components function. It just is great. Day 4 is typically my favorite day because we're actually getting into the hard data. We're going to have some really, really interesting conversations and just really clean up just so many. These are questions that just pop in our head. It's like, I see this reading and I see it doing this, but I don't really understand why. But then we just have to move on. We have to find other ways, and we rarely get those questions answered as a technique, especially a young tech in today's market. You just don't have somebody there. Even if you have a tech there, a senior, to explain it, he's not going to be able to truly just break it down the way you may be needing at the time. And then you're not going to remember to follow back up on that question later, or it's just because so much else has happened through the rest of the service call since then, and you end up not realizing that reading was the solution you were looking for. It told you what you needed to know without you realizing it, because you just didn't fully grasp everything, right? Maybe you've read it in the manual, they've studied this, they're not ignorant entirely, but actually having it explained to you to the point where you feel like you've actually got it now. Like there's a difference in all that. And so I just, from here, heading home, gonna go see the family. It's just road time. I really appreciate y'all. I do have fall classes posted for 2026, so super exciting. If you want to get in on any of those, so it's going to be October, November at the moment. I am looking into options for opening up some more outside of those. The spring classes ended up booking out, especially April in particular, booked about a month and a half early, like fully booked out. So I'm trying to see how many options I can get opened up for this fall, but we will have another round of this class. So this will be a recurring class moving forward as far as I'm concerned. We're really getting it dialed in. I'm very happy with just where the technicians are when they leave this class. Like we're accomplishing our goal, and they're leaving here in a much better place to go out there and be successful, and that is my mission here. So thank you. MTT, make the time for your family, for your spouse, for your kids. They really need you. I'll see y'all around.